In the vast, sun-drenched expanse of the African savannah, a relentless and ancient rivalry plays out beneath the open sky. Each dawn signals not just a new day, but the renewal of a struggle as old as the land itself, a struggle between two of Africa's most formidable creatures, the lion and the buffalo. The African buffalo, with its massive muscular frame and sweeping horns, moves in tightly knit herds across the plains. Each member is bound to the group by a shared instinct for survival. Their senses are sharp, their movements coordinated, and their loyalty to one another unwavering. Calves are kept at the center, shielded by a living wall of adults, while the older bulls patrol the periphery, ever watchful for danger. Lurking in the tall, golden grasses, the lions, Africa's apex predators, observe the buffalo with patient, predatory focus. Lionesses, the pride's primary hunters, communicate silently, their bodies low and muscles taut, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The pride's survival depends on their ability to outwit and overpower prey, many times their own size. The encounter between buffalo and lion is a contest of strength, strategy, and endurance. When a pride sets its sights on a buffalo herd, the air grows thick with tension. The lions fan out, using the cover of grass and the shifting wind to mask their approach. The buffalo, sensing unease, bunch together, their hooves churning the earth, their eyes scanning for movement. Suddenly, the chase erupts. Lionesses explode from cover, targeting the herd's weakest or most vulnerable members. The buffalo respond with a thunderous charge, horns lowered, bellowing in defiance. The ground shakes beneath the weight of their stampede, dust swirling in the morning light. For the lions, success is never guaranteed. A single miscalculation can mean injury or death. Buffalo are not passive victims. They are powerful adversaries. When a lion brings down a calf or a weakened adult, the herd often turns, rallying to drive off the attackers. In these moments, the savannah becomes a battlefield. Horns clash with claws, and the outcome hangs in the balance. The aftermath of such encounters is a testament to the harsh realities of life here. A successful hunt means survival for the pride, nourishment for hungry cubs, and the continuation of the lion's lineage. For the buffalo, every successful defense is a victory for the herd, a chance for the next generation to grow strong and for the group to remain united. This endless battle is not driven by malice, but by necessity. The lion and the buffalo are locked in a cycle that shapes the very fabric of the savannah. Each has evolved to counter the other's strengths, the lion's cunning and teamwork against the buffalo's brute force and solidarity. Across the seasons, as the grasses wither and return, this rivalry endures. The rains bring new life, swelling the herds and providing cover for stalking lions. The dry season tests every creature's resolve as waterholes shrink and the competition for resources intensifies. The struggle between buffalo and lion is a living drama, unfolding in real time across the endless plains. It is a story of courage and sacrifice, of risk and reward, played out in the shadow of acacia trees and beneath the watchful gaze of circling vultures. In this world, survival is never certain. Every day, the balance shifts, sometimes in favor of the hunter, sometimes the hunted. Yet through it all, both lion and buffalo endure, their fates forever intertwined in the endless battle for survival that defines the African savannah. Each year, the African plains are transformed by the Great Migration, a breathtaking spectacle where millions of animals surge across the Serengeti. But for the mighty Cape buffalo and the ever-watchful lion, the river is more than a barrier. It is the ultimate arena of survival. Drawn by the promise of fresh grazing and water, herds of buffalo join the endless tide of wildebeest and zebra, their massive forms moving with deliberate power. The river, swollen by seasonal rains, beckons and threatens in equal measure. The herds stretch for miles, a living current of muscle and instinct. Buffalo, with their imposing horns and unyielding resolve, move in tight-knit groups, calves shielded at the center, ever alert to the dangers that lurk ahead. The journey is a gauntlet of hazards. For buffalo, the river crossing is a moment of collective tension. Every sense sharpened, every muscle coiled for action. The air vibrates with the low bellows of buffalo, mingling with the frantic calls of other migrants. Dust and anticipation hang thick as the herds gather at the water's edge. Driven by hunger and thirst, buffalo press forward, their determination unwavering. Yet every step toward the river is shadowed by the threat of predators. The riverbank becomes a stage of anxiety. Buffalo form a living shield, adults encircling the vulnerable, their senses tuned to the faintest rustle in the grass or ripple in the water. For lions, the river is a place of opportunity. Lionesses, masters of patience and precision, lie in wait, their gaze locked on the buffalo, calculating every movement. The pride works in silence, stalking the herd from the shadows. They know the river crossing is a moment of chaos, a chance to isolate the weak or unwary. The abundance of prey is overwhelming, but the buffalo are formidable adversaries. A single misstep by predator or prey can mean the difference between life and death. A stumble on the slick mud, a calf separated from the herd, these are the moments lions wait for. The pride surges forward, targeting the vulnerable. The riverbank erupts into chaos. Buffalo charge into the water, horns lowered, churning up mud and foam as lions give chase, the line between hunter and hunted blurring in the frenzy. The river itself is a gauntlet. Buffalo hesitate, sensing danger both behind and beneath the surface. The herd bunches tightly, calves pressed between adults, every eye searching the murky water for the telltale ripple of a crocodile. The river's surface conceals ancient predators, Nile crocodiles, perfectly still, waiting for the moment to strike. Crocodiles, some as long as a buffalo itself, drift like shadows, their eyes and nostrils just breaking the surface, patient and deadly. Camouflaged as floating logs, crocodiles wait for the perfect moment. Buffalo, forced by hunger and fear, have no choice but to enter the water. The crossing is a test of nerve and strength. Calves struggle to keep up. Adults form a living barrier, but the crocodiles are relentless. As the pressure mounts, the first buffalo plunge into the river, triggering a stampede. Water explodes in all directions as the herd surges forward, desperate to reach the far bank. Crocodiles strike with explosive force, targeting the young and the weak. But buffalo are not defenseless. Adults wheel around, horns slashing, sometimes driving the predators back in a furious display of strength. When a crocodile latches on, the struggle is brutal. The herd rallies, battering the attacker with horns and hooves, sometimes saving their own, sometimes losing the battle to the river's ancient jaws. The river becomes a maelstrom of panic, predators above and below, currents pulling at exhausted bodies, the air filled with bellows, roars, and the splash of desperate escape. Many do not survive. The river claims the weak, the unlucky, and the unwary. Bodies swept away, feeding the cycle of life for scavengers and predators alike. Those who survive the crossing, battered, soaked, and exhausted, regroup on the far bank. The herd counts its losses, but the journey must continue. Along the banks, the fallen become sustenance for lions, hyenas, and vultures. In this place of life and death, every loss feeds another, and the river's legacy endures, shaping the fate of buffalo, lion, and all who dare to cross its waters. Across the endless plains of Africa, a silent tension weaves through the tall grass. Here, the term "Titans of the Savannah" is not just a phrase, it's a living reality, embodied by the continent's most formidable creatures. Among these, two stand out as icons of raw power and survival: the African buffalo and the lion. The African buffalo, often called the Black Death, is a force of nature. Weighing up to 2,000 pounds, these muscular herbivores move in tightly knit herds that can number in the hundreds, their sheer presence shaping the savanna's ecosystem. Each buffalo is a study in resilience, Calves are fiercely protected by the herd, while older bulls, their hides scarred from battles past, form a living shield against predators. Their thick, mud-caked hides and sweeping horns are both armor and weapon, a testament to their daily struggle for survival. When threatened, buffaloes do not flee blindly. Instead, they form a defensive phalanx, the strongest adults facing outward, ready to charge as one. Their unity is legendary. Wounded members are rarely abandoned, and a single bellow can summon the entire herd to defend against even the most fearsome adversary. Opposite the buffalo stands the lion, the undisputed apex predator of the savannah. A lion pride is a complex society ruled by powerful females who coordinate hunts and nurture the next generation, while males defend the territory with thunderous roars that echo for miles. Lions are masters of strategy and teamwork. Lionesses move with silent precision, using the cover of grass and the shifting wind to approach their quarry. Their eyes, adapted for low light, pierce the dusk as they coordinate with subtle signals. Flicks of a tail, a twitch of an ear. The encounter between buffalo and lion is a contest of strength, intelligence, and will. As the pride closes in, the buffalo sense danger. Ears flick, nostrils flare, and the herd tightens. The air crackles with anticipation, every movement a potential spark for chaos. When the chase erupts, it is a spectacle of primal energy. Lions launch themselves at the herd, targeting the young or the weak, but the buffalo respond with explosive force. A single swing of a horn can send a lion tumbling, and the herd's counterattack is swift and merciless. Sometimes the buffalo prevail, driving the lions back with a wall of muscle and fury. Other times, the lion's persistence and coordination win the day, and the savannah bears witness to the cycle of life and death that has played out for millennia. In this eternal struggle, both buffalo and lion shape the destiny of the land. The buffalo's strength and unity keep the grasslands alive, while the lion's cunning and courage ensure only the fittest survive. Together they are the true titans of the savannah, living legends whose stories are written in dust, blood, and the golden light of Africa. In the vast, sun-drenched expanse of the African savannah, a timeless drama unfolds, a rivalry as old as the grasslands themselves. Here, beneath the endless sky, the destinies of two titans are forever intertwined. The lion, apex predator and symbol of regal might, and the African buffalo, a living fortress of muscle and horn. The lion, revered as the king of the beasts, is the embodiment of predatory excellence. His golden mane glows in the fading light, a crown that signals both his dominance and his resilience in the face of constant challenge. Adult males can tip the scales at over 550 pounds, their powerful frames rippling with muscle. The mane, thick and imposing, is more than mere ornament. It is armor, shielding the neck during brutal clashes with rivals or prey. Unlike any other big cat, lions are social creatures, living in complex family units known as prides. These groups, sometimes numbering up to 20, are bound by intricate hierarchies and deep bonds, each member playing a vital role in the pride's survival. Within the pride, it is the lionesses who shoulder the burden of the hunt. Sleek, agile, and relentless, they move as one through the whispering grass, their senses honed by generations of survival. Their hunting is a masterclass in strategy and cooperation. Each lioness knows her role. Some drive the prey, others lie in wait, ready to ambush. Communication is silent but precise, a choreography of glances and subtle movements. When the moment comes, the pride launches a coordinated assault, overwhelming their quarry with sheer force and numbers. The air fills with the thunder of paws and the roars of pursuit. Patience is their greatest weapon. For hours they may stalk a herd, inching ever closer, muscles coiled and eyes fixed, waiting for the perfect instant to strike from multiple angles. The objective is chaos, splintering the herd, isolating the weak or unwary. In the confusion, a single buffalo becomes the focus of the pride's lethal intent. The takedown is brutal and efficient. Lions use their immense strength to drag down their prey, jaws clamping around the throat in a suffocating grip. It is a raw, unfiltered display of nature's unforgiving laws. Yet even for these formidable hunters, success is never guaranteed. Only 1 in 5 hunts ends in a kill, and hunger is a constant companion. Every meal is a triumph, every failure a lesson in the harsh realities of the wild. This relentless struggle for sustenance drives the pride to pursue the most challenging prey, none more daunting than the African buffalo. The African buffalo, often called the Black Death, is a creature forged by adversity. Its gaze is unwavering, its presence a warning to all who dare approach. This is no mere grazer. The buffalo is a survivor, its body a testament to the evolutionary arms race between predator and prey. Weighing up to 2,000 pounds, the buffalo is armored with a thick hide and crowned with horns that can span 5 feet, lethal weapons capable of goring even the boldest lion. Buffaloes thrive in large, tightly knit herds. Their unity is their strength, each individual protected by the collective vigilance and power of the group. When danger looms, the herd does not flee in disarray. Instead, they stand their ground, a living wall of muscle and horn, ready to confront any threat. In moments of peril, buffaloes form a defensive phalanx, calves shielded at the core, adults presenting a bristling barrier of horns. This formation is a testament to their intelligence and their fierce commitment to the herd's survival. Such collective defense makes the buffalo one of the most formidable adversaries any predator can face. Their courage is legendary, their resolve unbreakable. There are times when the tables turn, when the hunted become the rescuers. Buffaloes have been witnessed charging into the fray, scattering lions and rescuing their own from the jaws of death. Their memory is long, their grudges deep. Buffaloes have been known to track and even kill lions that have threatened their herd, turning the predator into prey. A wounded or cornered buffalo is a force of nature, unpredictable, explosive, and capable of inflicting mortal wounds with a single charge. Every encounter between lion and buffalo is a high-stakes contest, a battle of equals where the outcome is never certain. The hunter risks becoming the hunted, and the line between victory and defeat is razor-thin. This eternal rivalry, played out in the golden light of the savannah, is the ultimate testament to the raw, unyielding struggle for survival. It is a saga of strength, strategy, and the indomitable will to endure, an epic that continues day after day beneath the watchful eyes of Africa's wild heart. The African savannah is a living tapestry, woven together by the intricate roles of its inhabitants. Here every animal is a specialist, hunters, engineers, and clean-up crews, each contributing to the balance and resilience of this vast ecosystem. The lion, apex predator and master strategist, is the embodiment of power and precision. Lionesses, the primary hunters, move with calculated stealth, using the cover of grass and the element of teamwork to outmaneuver their quarry. Their targets are often the formidable African buffalo, whose size and strength demand both courage and coordination from the pride. The African buffalo, often underestimated, is not just prey, but a keystone engineer of the savannah. Their herds shape the landscape, trampling dense grass, opening up pathways, and creating grazing lawns that benefit countless other species. Their sheer presence deters smaller predators and influences the movement of entire animal communities. When lions and buffalo meet, it is a contest of strength, intelligence, and will. Buffaloes defend their young with unwavering resolve, forming living barricades and launching counterattacks that can turn the tide against even the most determined lions. These encounters are not just battles for survival, they are moments that shape the very structure of the savannah. Alongside the lions, the spotted hyena is both hunter and opportunist. Their powerful jaws and social intelligence allow them to hunt buffalo calves or scavenge from lion kills. Hyenas are endurance hunters, capable of running for miles, and their matriarchal clans are models of cooperation and adaptability. Buffaloes are also ecosystem engineers. Their wallowing creates waterholes that persist through the dry season, providing vital resources for birds, antelope, and even predators. By disturbing the soil, they promote the growth of new grasses, supporting a cascade of life from insects to elephants. Other hunters, like cheetahs and African wild dogs, fill specialized niches. Cheetahs rely on explosive speed to catch fleet-footed prey, while wild dogs use relentless stamina and teamwork to bring down animals much larger than themselves. Each predator's unique strategy ensures that no single species dominates, maintaining a dynamic equilibrium. The cleanup crews are just as vital. Secretary birds patrol the grasslands, controlling snake populations with their lethal kicks. Vultures, with their keen eyesight and powerful beaks, descend upon carcasses, stripping them clean and preventing the spread of disease. Vultures are the ultimate recyclers. Their acidic stomachs neutralize deadly pathogens, turning death into renewal. In less than an hour, a flock can reduce a buffalo or wildebeest carcass to bare bone, ensuring that nutrients return swiftly to the soil. This rapid cleanup is essential. Without it, disease would spread unchecked, threatening the health of every animal, from the mightiest lion to the smallest insect. The cleanup crews are the silent guardians of the savanna's health. In this world, the roles of hunter, engineer, and cleanup crew are deeply intertwined. The lion's hunt shapes the buffalo's behavior. The buffalo's grazing and wallowing shape the land. The scavengers and recyclers ensure that nothing is wasted. Every action ripples outward, sustaining the delicate balance of life on the savanna. Here, survival is not just about strength or speed, but about the harmony of roles. Each animal, from the regal lion to the resilient buffalo and the tireless scavenger, is a vital thread in the fabric of this wild and wondrous land. Far from the sun-baked savannas where buffalo and lion clash in primal contests, there exists a world shrouded in emerald mystery, the Amazon rainforest. Here the rules of survival are rewritten by the relentless pulse of life and the ever-present shadow of death. Spanning nearly 2.5 million square miles across 9 nations, the Amazon is a living, breathing labyrinth. Its vastness dwarfs even the greatest herds of buffalo and the most ambitious prides of lions, offering a landscape where every inch teems with competition and adaptation. The rainforest's canopy, a dense ceiling of interwoven leaves and branches, filters sunlight into a mosaic of shifting greens. For any large animal, be it a buffalo seeking open grass or a lion stalking prey, this tangled roof is both a barrier and a shield, shaping every movement and strategy. The Amazon River, a colossal artery, carves through the forest, its waters swelling with the rains. Unlike the open watering holes of Africa, these rivers are unpredictable, their banks shifting with the seasons, challenging even the most resilient creatures to adapt or perish. Life here is layered, each stratum a world unto itself. The forest floor is a realm of shadows and silence, where the heavy footfalls of a buffalo would be muffled by thick leaf litter, and a lion's stealth would be tested by tangled roots and sudden bursts of undergrowth. The Amazon's biodiversity is legendary. 10% of all known species on Earth reside here, each one a master of its niche. For a predator like the lion, accustomed to scanning open horizons, the sheer density of life and foliage would demand new senses, new tactics, and a patience honed by endless waiting. In this world, every niche is occupied. Poisoned dart frogs flash their warning colors among the roots, while monkeys leap through the upper branches, their calls echoing in the humid air. Prey and predator alike are forced to navigate a vertical maze, where danger can come from above, below, or all around. The air is thick, saturated with moisture, alive with the ceaseless drone of insects and the haunting cries of birds. For a buffalo, the humidity would sap strength, and for a lion, the cacophony would mask the sounds of both prey and rival. Here, the struggle for survival is not confined to the ground. Life unfolds on a vertical axis, with predators and prey moving through layers of foliage, each adapting to the unique challenges of their chosen height. Adaptation is the key to existence. In the Amazon, every creature, large or small, must evolve specialized traits to thrive. A buffalo's bulk would be a hindrance, while a lion's speed would be blunted by the tangled terrain. Rain is a constant companion, drumming on leaves and saturating the earth. The relentless moisture shapes every aspect of life, from the smallest insect to the mightiest predator, demanding resilience and ingenuity. Animals here move through a world of perpetual twilight, where shafts of sunlight pierce the gloom, and every step is a negotiation with roots, vines, and sudden drops. For a buffalo, each movement would be a test of strength and balance. For a lion, every hunt a game of patience and precision. Camouflage is a language spoken fluently here. Stick insects and katydids vanish against the foliage, a lesson in invisibility that any predator must learn to decipher if it hopes to survive. Others advertise their danger with vivid colors, a warning to would-be hunters that a single bite could mean death. In this world, boldness and caution are two sides of the same coin. The Amazon is a realm of the unexpected. Evolution has sculpted creatures of astonishing form and function, each uniquely suited to the challenges of this green labyrinth. Beyond the forest, the Pantanal stretches out, a vast wetland pulsing with life and seasonal change. Its open spaces and shifting waters offer a stark contrast to the Amazon's dense embrace, yet both are bound by the same relentless drive for survival. The Pantanal's rhythm is dictated by water. Floods transform the land, concentrating prey and predator alike. For a buffalo, these floods would mean migration and risk. For a lion, opportunity and challenge. For months, the land is submerged, forcing animals to adapt or perish. The flooded world becomes a stage for dramatic encounters, where survival depends on timing, strength, and the ability to read the ever-changing landscape. Here, apex predators like the jaguar reign, their power and stealth honed by the demands of water and forest. For a lion, this would be a world of new rivals and unfamiliar rules. For a buffalo, a test of endurance and unity. Together, the Amazon and the Pantanal form a sanctuary for the wild, a world where the environment shapes every contest, every adaptation, and every life. In this veiled green realm, the spirit of the buffalo and the cunning of the lion would be challenged as never before, forging new legends in the endless struggle for survival. Beneath the emerald shroud of the Amazon, where sunlight filters through a cathedral of leaves, a world of giants unfolds, each locked in a silent, relentless struggle for survival, much like the epic confrontations between buffalo and lion on the African plains. Here, the river is both battleground and sanctuary, its depths concealing titans whose lives are shaped by the constant tension between predator and prey. The jaguar, the Amazon's supreme predator, stalks its domain with a confidence born of unrivaled power. Its jaws, the strongest among all big cats, are engineered for a single devastating purpose, delivering a fatal bite that pierces bone and ends the struggle in an instant. With a skull-crushing force, the jaguar dispatches capybaras, caimans, and even armored turtles, echoing the raw power of a lion's takedown on the savannah. Unlike the social lions, the jaguar is a solitary shadow, relying on patience and stealth, waiting motionless for hours, its golden eyes fixed on the faintest movement. When the moment comes, it explodes from cover, ambushing its quarry with a precision that leaves no room for escape. The jaguar's mastery extends beyond land. It is a fearless swimmer, gliding through rivers in pursuit of prey, its spotted coat blending with the dappled light and shadow. In these waters, it hunts caimans and the colossal arapaima, each encounter a test of strength and cunning, reminiscent of the calculated risks taken by lions when facing a buffalo herd. Above, the harpy eagle reigns as the undisputed monarch of the treetops, its massive wings slicing silently through the humid air. With talons as large as a grizzly's claws and a gaze as piercing as any lion's, the harpy eagle is built for power and precision. Its wingspan stretches over 6.5 feet, allowing it to maneuver through the dense canopy in pursuit of elusive prey. These talons, curved and razor-sharp, are the tools of a silent assassin, capable of seizing monkeys and sloths in a single, crushing grip. Like a lion surveying the grasslands, the harpy eagle waits motionless, high above, its patience rewarded by the faint rustle of movement below. When it strikes, it does so with breathtaking speed, plucking its prey from the branches in a display of aerial dominance. Diving at 50 miles per hour, the harpy eagle is a feathered phantom, its attack as swift and decisive as a lion's charge. Prey rarely senses its approach until it is too late, the forest's silence broken only by the rush of wings. Then, as quickly as it appeared, the eagle vanishes into the mist, a ghostly ruler of the canopy. The presence of such apex predators signals a thriving, balanced ecosystem, where every life is interwoven in a delicate web of survival. Yet not all giants are hunters. Some have mastered the art of survival through adaptation and patience. The three-toed sloth, a master of stillness, moves with deliberate slowness, conserving precious energy in a world where every calorie counts. Its diet of tough, fibrous leaves offers little nutrition, so the sloth's life is one of careful calculation, each movement measured, each moment spent in quiet contemplation. Sleeping up to 20 hours a day, the sloth's lethargy is its shield, making it nearly invisible to predators. Its glacial pace, just 0.15 miles per hour, renders it a ghost among the leaves, a strategy as effective as the buffalo's herd defense against lions. But once a week the sloth must descend to the forest floor to defecate, exposing itself to danger in a ritual as risky as a lone buffalo straying from the herd. In these vulnerable moments, the jaguar's keen senses are ever alert, the ancient dance of hunter and hunted playing out in the shadows. In the labyrinthine waterways, the pink river dolphin, or boto, glides with uncanny grace, its intelligence and agility unmatched among river dwellers. Its flexible neck, able to turn 90 degrees, allows it to weave through submerged forests, hunting fish in places no other predator can reach. The boto's world is one of perpetual motion and adaptation, a constant search for food in a realm as competitive as the open plains. Below the surface, shadows drift, giant fish and ancient reptiles, each a survivor in this aquatic arena. The anaconda, the world's largest snake, moves with silent menace, its muscular coils capable of overpowering almost any creature that dares approach the water's edge. Weighing over 220 pounds and stretching more than 26 feet, the anaconda is a living relic, a master of ambush. Camouflaged in the muddy shallows, it waits with infinite patience, striking with lightning speed when opportunity arises. Its attack as sudden and final as a lion's pounce. Any animal that comes to drink risks becoming the next victim in this ancient contest of strength and survival. In the rivers of the Pantanal, giant otters form tight-knit family groups, their social bonds as strong as those of a buffalo herd. These formidable hunters work in coordinated packs, using teamwork and communication to outwit their prey. Together, they take on schools of piranhas and other fish, their synchronized attacks a testament to the power of unity in the wild. Their playful antics mask a fierce determination, for in these waters only the most adaptable and resourceful survive. Every creature here, from the silent hunter to the patient grazer, is a marvel of adaptation, shaped by the relentless pressures of their environment. In the Amazon, as on the Savannah, the eternal contest between predator and prey forges giants, each perfectly sculpted for survival, in a world where only the strongest, the cleverest, and the most resilient endure. Across the vast, sun-baked plains and shadowed woodlands, the ancient struggle between buffalo and lion continues, a testament to the raw power and resilience of nature. Yet, beneath this timeless contest, a silent crisis unfolds. threatening the very fabric of these wild domains. The buffalo, with their formidable horns and unyielding herds, once roamed in numbers so great they seemed endless. Lions, ever watchful, stalked the edges, masters of patience and precision, their golden eyes fixed on the weakest in the throng. Every encounter is a test of strength and strategy. The buffalo's unity and raw force clash with the lion's cunning and teamwork, but now both predator and prey face challenges far greater than each other. Waterholes that once brimmed with life are vanishing, leaving herds to trek for miles across parched earth. The lions, too, feel the strain. Prey becomes scarce, and the energy spent in the hunt grows ever more costly. Droughts, more frequent and severe, sap the strength of both buffalo and lion. The buffalo's thick hides and powerful bodies offer little protection against the relentless heat, while lions, weakened by hunger, risk injury with every desperate chase. Invasive plant species, thriving in disturbed soils, choke out native grasses. The buffalo, dependent on these grasses for sustenance, find their food sources dwindling. Lions, in turn, must adapt to new hunting grounds, where cover is sparse and ambushes are harder to execute. Erosion and shifting landscapes carve deep scars across the savannah, fragmenting territories. Buffalo herds are forced into smaller, isolated groups, weakening their defenses. Lions, separated from their prides, struggle to survive alone. Disease, once kept in check by the balance of the wild, now spreads rapidly through stressed populations. Calves and cubs, the future of both species, are especially vulnerable. Many never reach adulthood. Wildfires, fueled by dry winds and brittle grass, sweep across the plains with terrifying speed. Buffalo and lion alike flee the flames, their ancient rivalry forgotten in the face of a greater threat. In the aftermath, the land is scarred and silent. Grazing grounds are reduced to ash, and the intricate web of life is torn apart. Both buffalo and lion must search farther and fight harder for every meal. Rivers, once lifelines for the herds, run shallow and muddy. The buffalo's migration routes are blocked by silt and debris, while lions lose access to vital water sources, their territories shrinking with every dry season. The ever-present tension between hunter and hunted is now overshadowed by a shared vulnerability. Every day is a battle for survival, not just against each other, but against a world that is changing faster than they can adapt. As dawn breaks, the buffalo press onward, their hooves stirring the dust of a land in flux. The lions follow, shadows in the mist, both species bound by the same fate, resilient but not invincible. The balance that has shaped these wild places for millennia is under siege. The buffalo's thunder and the lion's roar echo across a landscape where survival grows more uncertain with each passing season. Their tracks, side by side in the dust, tell a story of endurance and struggle, a story now threatened by forces beyond their control. If the challenges of this new world go unanswered, the day may come when the great herds and the mighty prides are nothing more than memories, their epic battles lost to silence. The threats are immense, and the window of time to act is rapidly closing. The fate of the buffalo and the lion and the wild world they embody hangs in the balance. As the first light of dawn spills across the African plains, a vast herd of Cape buffalo stirs, their dark silhouettes shifting in the mist. Each animal is a vital thread in the living tapestry of the savannah, their presence shaping the land as much as the land shapes them. In the distance, a pride of lions watches, their golden eyes fixed on the movement of the herd. Here, in this ancient arena, the story of predator and prey unfolds, a delicate balance that has endured for millennia. The buffalo, massive and resolute, graze in tight formation. Their hooves churn the soil, aerating the earth and encouraging new growth. As they move, they create pathways that other animals follow, and their dung nourishes the grasses, sustaining countless insects and birds. Oxpeckers flit from back to back, picking parasites from thick hides. a partnership forged by necessity. For the lions, the buffalo are both challenge and sustenance. The pride's survival depends on their ability to read the herd, to anticipate weakness, to work together with silent precision. Each hunt is a test of skill, patience, and unity. The lion's presence, in turn, keeps the buffalo vigilant, shaping their movements and behaviors, ensuring only the strongest thrive. When danger approaches, the buffalo respond as one. The largest bulls form a living barricade, horns lowered, eyes blazing with defiance. Calves and weaker members are shielded within the circle, protected by the collective strength of the herd. This unity is their greatest defense, a testament to the power of cooperation in the wild. Not every hunt ends in triumph. The lions, exhausted and hungry, retreat to the shade, their cubs tumbling in the dust. Failure is as much a part of their existence as success, and each encounter leaves its mark, on predator and prey alike. The savannah is a place of constant adaptation, where every life is shaped by the actions of others. The buffalo's journey is fraught with peril. Rivers must be crossed, where crocodiles lie in wait. Droughts parch the land, forcing herds to travel vast distances in search of water. Through it all, the lions follow, ever watchful, their fate entwined with that of their prey. Life on the savannah is a cycle of birth and loss, of hope and hardship. Buffalo calves take their first steps beneath the watchful gaze of mothers and aunts, while lion cubs are hidden in thickets nurtured by the pride. Each new life is a promise, a continuation of the ancient dance that sustains the ecosystem. At times, necessity brings these rivals together. During the dry season, both buffalo and lions gather at shrinking waterholes, their uneasy truce a reminder that all creatures are bound by the same needs. The water they drink, the grass they graze, the shade they seek, these are the threads that connect every life on the savannah. The land itself bears witness to their shared existence. In the soft mud, the tracks of buffalo and lion mingle, a silent record of their passage. Each footprint tells a story of survival, of struggle, of the unbreakable bond between hunter and hunted. Even in death, the cycle continues. The remains of a lion's kill feed hyenas, vultures, and countless smaller creatures. The nutrients return to the soil, nourishing the grasses that will feed the next generation of buffalo. Nothing is wasted, every life supports another. The savannah is shaped by forces beyond any one species, by the rains that bring renewal, by the fires that clear old growth, by the endless interplay of life and death. Buffalo and lion are both architects and inhabitants of this world, their destinies forever intertwined. As the sun sets, the savannah breathes in quiet harmony. The buffalo move as a single, living wave across the grasslands, while the lions watch from their rocky vantage, both species shaped by the land and shaping it in return. In their eyes, we glimpse the story of a shared planet, a world where every creature, great and small, plays a part in the grand design. The fate of the buffalo is tied to the lion, just as the health of the savannah depends on both. To protect one is to protect all. The survival of the buffalo ensures the survival of the lion, and together they maintain the balance that sustains the wild heart of Africa. This is our shared responsibility, to safeguard the intricate web of life, to honor the ancient bonds that unite predator and prey, and to ensure that the story of the buffalo and the lion continues for generations yet to come. Gap 2s. Beneath the golden haze of the African sun, the buffalo and lion reveal their true genius, not just in strength or speed, but in the art of adaptation. In this untamed world, survival favors those who innovate, strategize, and evolve. The Cape buffalo, often underestimated, is a master tactician. Their herding patterns shift with the seasons. In times of plenty, they spread out, grazing widely to minimize competition and maximize resources. But when danger draws near, they contract into tightly knit phalanxes, their formation fluid, shifting with the threat. Each buffalo knows its place, older cows at the core, seasoned bulls on the flanks, ready to charge at a moment's notice. Their vision is panoramic, and their sense of smell acute, detecting predators long before they appear. Communication is key. A raised head, a sudden snort, a ripple of tension through the herd. These silent signals coordinate movement, warning of lurking lions or hidden crocodiles. Calves instinctively shadow their mothers, learning the subtle cues that mean safety or danger. Even the rhythm of their grazing changes. In lion country they feed in short bursts, always alert, never straying far from the group. For the lion, patience is the greatest weapon. The pride moves as a unit, each member playing a role honed by generations. Lionesses fan out in a semicircle, using the wind to mask their scent. They stalk low, using every fold in the land, every tuft of grass as cover. Their approach is slow, measured, almost invisible against the restless herd. Success depends on timing and teamwork. At a signal, a flick of a tail, a subtle glance, the pride explodes into motion. The chase is brief, brutal, and calculated. Lions target the weak, the distracted, or the isolated, but buffalo are not passive prey. Bulls wheel around, charging with astonishing speed, horns sweeping in deadly arcs. Sometimes the hunted turns hunter. A single misstep can force even the bravest lion to retreat. Both species adapt to the changing seasons. As the dry months parch the plains, buffalo dig shallow wells in riverbeds, unearthing hidden water. Their tough mouths graze on coarse, sun-baked grasses others cannot eat. Lions, in turn, adjust their hunting tactics, ambushing herds at night, when fatigue and darkness tip the odds in their favor. Injuries tell the story of this arms race. Scars crisscross the hides of veteran bulls. Proof of battles survived. Lionesses bear the marks of close encounters, their resilience measured in wounds healed and hunts endured. These adaptations are not just physical. They are written in behavior, in memory, in the inherited wisdom of every new generation. Here, in the crucible of the savannah, evolution never rests. Each day brings new challenges, each season new demands. The strategies of buffalo and lion are a testament to the relentless ingenuity of life, a living legacy, forged in struggle and refined by time. As the African savannah stretches beneath an ever-changing sky, the pulse of life is set not only by predator and prey, but by the rhythm of the seasons, a force as commanding as any lion, as relentless as any herd. Here the shifting climate is both sculptor and judge, reshaping the destinies of buffalo and lion with every sun-scorched month and rain-soaked dawn. With the arrival of the wet season, the landscape is reborn. Grasses surge upward in emerald waves, waterholes brim with new promise, and the buffalo herds swell with calves, their coats the color of fresh earth. Food is plentiful. The buffalo roam far and wide, their paths winding through lush pastures and flowering acacia groves. Their bodies grow strong, fattened by abundance, and their spirits lift with the easy days. The lions, too, thrive. Prey is everywhere, and the pride's cubs tumble in the shade while the adults hunt with renewed vigor. The rains mask their scent, softening the ground and muffling the sound of padded paws. In these months, survival is a dance, swift, fluid, and full of opportunity, but the bounty cannot last. The sun grows relentless, and the rains falter. The dry season descends like a tightening vise. The rivers shrink to muddy veins, and dust clouds spiral across the plains. Grass withers to brittle straw, and shade becomes a rare sanctuary. The buffalo gather in ever-tightening clusters, drawn to the last remaining waterholes. Their coats dull, ribs begin to show, and their steps grow heavier. Each journey for water is a risk, a gauntlet through lion territory, where every shadow could conceal a predator. For lions, the dry season is a test of patience and endurance. Prey is concentrated, but so are rivals. Waterholes become arenas of tension, where every drink is fraught with danger. The pride's unity is tested by hunger. Only the most skilled and cooperative hunters succeed. The lions lie in wait along dusty trails, ambushing the weakened, the thirsty, the desperate. Yet, even as hunger sharpens their instincts, the lions must beware. Buffalo bulls, lean but fierce, patrol the herd's edge, ready to defend the vulnerable with a fury born of necessity. Some years, the balance tips further. Droughts linger, stretching the dry season into months of hardship. The buffalo's numbers dwindle, calves lost to thirst and exhaustion. Lion prides fracture, forced to roam farther for food. The savannah itself seems to hold its breath, waiting for the sky to open once more. When the first thunderclouds gather, hope stirs. Rain falls in sheets, carving new life into the parched earth. The cycle begins again, but never in quite the same way. Each season leaves its mark. On the land, on the buffalo, on the lions. Over time, even subtle shifts in climate, longer droughts, unpredictable rains, reshape the delicate balance. The savannah's great drama is written in the language of weather, in the fortunes of herds and prides, in the endless negotiation between abundance and scarcity. Here the climate is the unseen player, forever altering strategies, alliances, and destinies. In this world, survival is not just a contest between horn and claw, but a test of resilience against the ever-turning wheel of the seasons. Across the vast expanse of the African savannah, water is more than a resource, it is the lifeblood that draws all creatures together, shaping destinies and dictating the terms of survival. Nowhere is this more apparent than at the waterholes, scattered jewels of life in a landscape often ruled by thirst. Here, the invisible boundaries of the wild dissolve. Predator and prey, grazers and scavengers, all converge upon these shrinking pools, compelled by the same unyielding need. For the buffalo, waterholes are both sanctuary and snare. In the cool hours before dawn, herds approach with caution, nostrils flaring, muscles tense. The matriarchs lead, scanning the bush for the telltale flicker of a tawny coat or the subtle ripple of grass betraying a hidden threat. Calves are kept close, shielded by a wall of horns and shoulders. Each sip is a calculated risk. Every second spent drinking is a second spent exposed. For the lions, waterholes are arenas of opportunity. As the dry season deepens and options dwindle, prides grow ever more patient, learning the habits and schedules of their quarry. They lie in ambush beneath thorny acacias, bellies pressed to the cool earth, eyes fixed on the shimmering surface. The pride communicates in silence, twitches of a tail, a flick of an ear, coordinating their positions as the buffalo draw near. But these meetings are not always swift or decisive. Stalemates unfold beneath the harsh sun, with buffalo refusing to approach and lions refusing to break cover. Hours pass in tense stillness, broken only by the distant call of a hornbill or the buzz of flies. Sometimes the buffalo's thirst wins out, and the herd surges forward in a show of unity, hundreds of hooves thundering down to the water's edge, scattering the waiting lions. At other times, a single misstep is all it takes. A young or injured buffalo lags behind, and the lions strike with lethal precision, the waterhole becoming a stage for nature's oldest drama. Yet the waterholes are more than battlegrounds. They are the pulse points of the ecosystem, gathering places where the stories of the savannah intersect. Crocodiles lurk in the shallows, scavengers circle on the wind, and herds of zebra and wildebeest mingle with the buffalo, each species wary but bound by the same desperate need. As the rains return and the waterholes refill, the tension eases, the herds disperse, the lions follow the migration, and the savannah breathes a collective sigh of relief. But the memory of the waterhole endures, a place where the fragile peace of the wild is forged and broken day after day, season after season. In the end, it is the water that writes the rules, shaping the lives of both buffalo and lion, dictating when and where their paths will cross, and determining who will drink and who will fall at the heart of the savannah. As the daily contest between buffalo and lion plays out, Their fates are quietly shaped by a cast of unseen actors, other predators and scavengers whose presence tilts the scales in subtle, sometimes dramatic ways. The savannah is not a stage for two, but a crowded theatre where every move is watched and every opportunity is contested. Hyenas, ever watchful and cunning, trail both herds and prides, their ghostly laughs echoing across the plains at dusk. For the buffalo, their arrival spells trouble. Hyenas are tireless, capable of harassing the young or infirm, and bold enough to test the resolve of even the largest bulls. For lions, the hyena is both rival and thief. A kill is never truly theirs until the last scrap is consumed. Hyenas gather at the scent of blood, their numbers swelling under cover of darkness. Tense standoffs ensue, with lions forced to defend their prize or retreat in the face of overwhelming odds. Sometimes the two predators clash, teeth bared and muscles tensed, over carcasses hard won in the dust. Leopards, solitary and secretive, slip through this drama almost unseen. They do not threaten adult buffalo, but the calves, straying from the herd in moments of inattention, are always at risk. The presence of leopards keeps the herd vigilant, tightening their formation and sharpening the senses of the matriarchs. For lions, leopards are less competition than a warning. The savannah's bounty is never secure, and a moment's distraction can mean a lost meal. Vultures, circling high above, are the messengers of death and decay. Their sudden descent signals opportunity for all. Spotting the swirling column, hyenas and jackals race across the grass, drawn to the promise of an unfinished feast. For lions, the sight of gathering vultures is a double-edged sword, confirmation of a successful hunt, but also a beacon for rivals. They must eat quickly or risk losing everything. Jackals, nimble and opportunistic, dart in and out of the margins, snatching morsels when the giants are distracted. Their small size belies their impact. They are nature's clean-up crew, ensuring nothing is wasted. Their constant presence adds to the pressure, urging predators and prey alike to stay alert. Even crocodiles, lurking at water's edge, play their part. When lions and buffalo clash near the shallows, the sudden snap of jaws can turn the tide, forcing a retreat or claiming an unwary combatant. In this intricate web, no creature acts alone. The buffalo's strength is tested not just by the lion, but by a host of opportunists waiting for a moment of weakness. The lion's dominance is never absolute. Every kill attracts a crowd. Every meal must be defended. The balance of power shifts with each encounter, shaped by alliances and rivalries that stretch far beyond a single hunt. Here in the long grass and under the watchful eyes of many, the story of the buffalo and lion is written anew each day, not in isolation but as part of a complex, ever-changing community. Every shadow in the grass is a reminder. Survival is not just about strength or cunning, but about navigating a world where danger and opportunity are always just out of sight. As dusk settles over the savannah, the silhouettes of buffalo herds and lion prides stretch across the horizon, living echoes of an ancient rivalry. For millennia, these two titans have shaped the land and each other, their destinies intertwined in a relentless dance of predation and survival. But the story of the buffalo and the lion is not just one of the present. It is a chronicle written across generations, inscribed in the scars of old bulls and the wary eyes of lionesses, echoing in the thunder of hooves and the distant roar that rolls across the plains. Buffalo herds, once numbering in the tens of thousands, have left deep imprints in the earth, trails beaten into the soil, grasslands clipped and trampled, waterholes muddied by their passage. Their presence sculpts the very ecosystem, opening up thickets, fertilizing the grass, and providing sustenance for hosts of creatures both great and small. Yet, the memory of ancient migrations lingers in the land, now quieter, more fragmented. The herds are smaller, their movements constrained by invisible boundaries that have crept across the savannah over time. Lions, too, bear the legacy of ancestors whose roars once echoed unchallenged across vast territories. Each pride inherits not only the hunting grounds of those before, but also the knowledge, passed through generations, of how to stalk, ambush, and outwit their formidable prey. The scars on their faces and the wary glances exchanged between rivals are the living testament of battles fought and lessons learned. Still, the boundaries of their realm are shifting. Once prides ranged far and wide, but now their territories are patchworks, dictated by the ebb and flow of prey, the pressure of other predators, and the changing rhythm of the land. The future of buffalo and lion populations hangs in a delicate balance, dictated not by a single battle, but by countless interactions, subtle shifts, and the resilience of both species. Droughts test the endurance of herds and the patience of hunters alike, thinning the ranks of the weak and sharpening the survival instincts of the strong. Disease, ever lurking, can sweep through populations with devastating speed, reminding both predator and prey of nature's impartial hand. Yet the savannah is a landscape of renewal as much as loss. Calves wobble on unsteady legs, watched over by vigilant mothers. Lion cubs tumble in the grass, learning the skills that will one day define their fate. Each new generation carries forward the legacy of those who came before, a lineage written not just in blood, but in adaptation, memory, and hope. Across the plains, the eternal contest continues. Buffalo and lion, shaped by each other and by the land itself, remain icons of wild Africa, symbols of power, endurance, and the fragile beauty of an untamed world. Their legacy is not only in their numbers, but in the way they continue to define the rhythm of the savannah, a story unfolding with each sunrise, each hunt, each thunderous charge. The future is unwritten, held in the steady gaze of a matriarch, the patient prowl of a lioness, and the silent promise of grasslands yet to be crossed. In their struggle, their triumphs, and their losses, the savannah finds its voice, a testament to the enduring spirit of those who call it home.